behind that?
Well, I think there's a general consensus that things are getting better. And I think we see that in a couple different places. Bank earnings, essentially, for the last couple of days, a number of banks have announced very positive earnings, and a lot of them cited the improvement in credit loss reserves and credit provisions. Another thing that we saw just very recently was the World Bank's economic forecast. Their view that the global economy is likely to continue forward. Things look better overall. There's still definitely uncertainty and some bumps in the road to be expected, volatility, but overall things look to be finally improving.
Right, the number went from a negative number, actually the positive number in terms of your index. But at the same time, interest rates are rising, and that means possibly curtailment in refis. So isn't that a concern for investors?
That is a countervailing effect, but I think one of the reasons the Fed is deciding to pull back its quantitative easing through the taper process is because they believe that the strength in economic growth will counteract that. So absolutely, if interest rates go up, borrowing costs will increase, and often the weakest companies will find stress from that. But if the economy is improving enough, that will hopefully counteract that.
All right. But yeah, overall improvement in defaults. But in terms of the outlook, for commercial real estate, they're better off than consumer mortgages. And that leads you to think, is that a concern given the huge run-ups that we've seen in home prices and also demand for homes, this current state, the way that default risk is valued?
Real estate is tough to call always. It's a long cycle asset. You make the decisions, and then it's only a couple years later before you have the building and you start collecting rents, or you sell the house or whatnot. So it is. There is certainly still uncertainty in that. There is still a lot of adjustments still being made post 2008 crisis. But I think the general consensus is much more positive.